Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pass the Offside. My name's Taylor. You know, it was going to be funnier if we did the song, but we're not going to do the song this time. We'll do the song. We'll do the song eventually.
Some other week.
We'll do it.
We'll do it another week.
I'll
have to bring in a nice hat for that one.
Mm-hmm.
A sombrero.
As long as it has salsa at the top so we can eat chips.
Yes.
Yes. Can you get one of the
Chip
guacamole?
hat.
I would have to sit in the middle.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. We
No,
can
you
do
can
that.
just sit.
No.
in
You'll
the
just sit,
thing.
like right there. And
We'll make it
on
work.
We'll
We'll cut a hole in the table.
Yep.
Is that okay?
And you'll be just sitting under the table.
Can we just cut a hole in the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Nephi's table, so.
Yeah, salsa hat.
All right. Well, welcome past the offside. As always, I'm Taylor. In the studio with me every day, backwards again. Unfortunately,
Oh, yeah.
it's a
It's a flipped
flipped
image.
image. Nephi, Splenda, and Nephi's over there. Boris and Brandon, what's up, everybody?
Not
You know?
much.
How was your week?
Long.
Yeah.
Long week, right?
Man.
It's been a long week.
I was at Lake Powell.
Yeah, you
Shut
get
up.
out of
Yeah.
here. Boris is going hard with the beer tonight too. So
Do we need to talk about my?
no, we need to talk about your drinking problem at this point.
It's just a little bit.
Intervention. So yeah, it's called Alcoholic Anonymous. We've set you an appointment. We'd like you to keep it.
I'm still 26, so past that is when I think I can consider myself an
I
alcoholic.
think you've got a year or two.
I've got a year or two more. I think
I
I'm
was
fine.
always told it was alcoholism after college, so sorry, bro.
Don't you have to go to college first?
He
did.
Oh.
He did go to college.
I did go to college.
You went to BYU. That doesn't count.
BYU is not
Did
college.
count.
That's not a college.
Oh, geez.
All right, let's get into
They
this.
don't
Again,
teach evolution.
welcome to Pass the Offside. We are the PO team, and we are here to talk about soccer, and you are going to shut up.
I'm not.
Oh.
We'll discuss later.
This is fun.
Yeah, why are you having a little powwow right now? We need to get into this.
Yeah, let's get
Yeah,
into
let's
this.
We're
What is that?
discussing our future dinner date.
Okay. It's adorable. Nephi, will you kick us off real quick with this
no.
Beer Watch 2014?
No.
How we doing over there?
Not good.
Mm-mm. No.
You got more stubble than I've seen you have in a long time.
I shave every Sunday.
I
Whether
think
need
you
it or
went
not.
really. I think you went really, really light this week.
You
No.
can maybe rub your beard on his face so that he knows what a real beard feels
Well,
No, I just put on some beard oil, so maybe it's
Yeah.
It's popping out a
it's
little bit.
starting to go. Yeah.
All right, let's kick things off with the same thing we do every week: our of the weeks and our scores with our own Boris Brandon.
All right, here we go with scores. Good old Splenda's at 101 of 269. You broke three digits.
Woo!
Trips. Taylor catching up to Nephi, 105. Nephi, 108. And I have, again, increased my margin of victory. I'm at 115 now.
You know, you, Splenda, and I are tying just about every week, and then Nephi's either winning or losing every single week
By like one game.
by one game.
Yeah.
I'm up by 7 now.
But
Yeah, by seven
your
on
lead,
Nephi.
your lead over me hasn't increased in
No.
quite a while.
But my lead over Nephi has, which is the good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you remember right, me and Splenda were in the back for
That
a
is true.
I
very
was a barrel
long.
because we hadn't gotten all the game.
Yeah.
We had missed, like,
I've
2
stayed
weeks.
up top though.
You
Okay.
have. You've stayed
Anyway.
up top.
All
right.
first and something.
To our
Of the weeks.
of the weeks. Our save of the week is going to go over to Andy Granenbaum. Nice little double save. That game made it so that they are now clinched in the playoffs for Sporting. Took them this long. Oh well.
Oh, something song too.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
And
Just keep
Chicago,
going.
Chicago officially.
Let's keep going. We're doing of the weeks.
Yes. Our goal of the week is going to go over to Stefan Ishisaki.
Whoa.
What is up with the chips?
They're so good.
The past 2-3 weeks, chips. It's
Oh,
Chip City.
I love it.
Chip
great.
City.
I love
Chip,
seeing
Chip
them.
City. Chip
Please
City.
don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's not.
Don't really have a player of the week this week.
No
No
one
one
really
stood out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's too much of a homer. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say
Yeah.
don't.
Landon.
Something landed.
Yeah.
out of there.
No. I was gonna go Robbie Keane. He scored a hat trick, but it was against Gibraltar, so it doesn't.
Yeah,
I
that-
couldn't play on the Gibraltar team. I mean,
And our
that's bad.
shame of the week is going to none other than Mr. Commandante, the commish, Don Garber, for his rant on Wednesday.
He threw a hissy fit.
That was a hissy fit.
I mean, I can't say he was wrong, but he threw a hissy fit, and that's not the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, when you sit there and you call a press conference and then immediately get it deleted off of pressbox.mls.com because it was that bad.
And we'll get into that in just a little
pretty
bit.
funny.
We'll talk more about that
Send
in
that
just a
over to
minute
you.
there.
We're done with our of the week.
Let's go through news real quick. My first bit of news was just something that I saw on Facebook because obviously I follow Real Salt Lake. Jeff Cassar looks really weird with his head shaved.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeff Cassar shaved his head after RSL got in the playoffs.
It was like a preseason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
preseason bet.
Because all the other assistant coaches are bald.
And he's got luscious locks.
He had some good hair. He had some Bieberlicious hair.
Your hair is really similar to what his was. Yeah.
It's because he's Maltese.
Maltesian.
He looks weird bald though. Josie Altidore scores for the U.S. in their 1-1 draw versus Honduras. Cracker a goal, really good to see, but U.S. keeps drawing.
Feed to Josie and he will score.
U.S., even though they're drawing, is undefeated in 19 home games. 3 of those are draws, including the last 2. Canada lose 1-0 to Colombia. Beautiful goal from a Colombian forward. Canada's defense decided to have a tea party while Colombia took a really quick restart on the first
here's the thing. You don't let $105 million James Rodriguez take a free kick that quickly.
Right at the edge of the box. Right at the edge of the box. From the angle that I saw, it didn't even look like a free kick, except for that I saw him reach down and touch the ball.
Yeah, just said it.
Yeah, he stopped the ball from spinning, kicked it, and bing.
Were they all apologizing to each other?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry
about that fall.
Sorry. Oh, there's a moose on the pitch. Neymar scores all 4 goals in Brazil's 4-win over Japan.
See that 4th goal?
I saw all of them.
He's lighter now because they removed that one vertebrae.
Oh, man.
From what he got
Lighter and faster and thus more deadly.
That actually upsets me because I like Japan.
Or did
You guys know how I feel about Japan.
did they just take his spine out and give him just an all metal one, and now he's part Terminator?
Pretty much.
Like, we're already
That's
living in
not fair.
Skyrim. Like, yeah.
That's cheating, Neymar, and you know it.
Domo arigato, kawaii. I was doing my Avril Lavigne song.
We can now officially end this show. Guys. We are sorry for this.
Well,
always,
it's
thank
not
you
the end of the
boys.
show. It's the very beginning. And as always, at the beginning of the show, remember to join us on Facebook at facebook.com/passively-offside, on Twitter at passively_off, or email us at passively-offside@gmail.com. We always like hearing from you, and we don't hear from you enough. Let's talk discussion. And actually, not in my notes for discussion, but one thing I want to talk about, because I completely forgot to put it in the notes, I want to talk about the press conference.
Oh, it was glorious.
So before we talk about the press conference itself, tell me what happened.
This press conference.
Start from the beginning.
Start from the beginning, all the way back.
With JK's comments. That's what really
Okay.
started.
Yep.
So, good old Coach Klinsmann, Ed Klinsmann, decides to say that it is not in the best interests of our top players to be playing in the MLS. He didn't say it as if it was the MLS. They need to be playing in higher leagues and need to stay out there. And by higher leagues, we're going to assume he meant European leagues, not the domestic league.
Yep.
Then specific comment of that was aimed towards Bradley
And Dempsey.
and Dempsey, that they are not getting the best amount of reps here compared to if they would have stayed at their respective clubs. Roma is a Champions League team this year. Dempsey was where did he come from? He came from Tottenham. He was on the bench at Tottenham. They're in Europa League, which he would have probably gotten reps in Europa. So that's probably what he's been thinking. Now, our good old Commissioner Garber decides, hey, I'm going to have a press conference. And it wasn't really a press conference. It was a conference call.
Yep.
And I got in on it just at the tail end of it because I started Twitter. I saw Twitter kind of blow up. Went over to good old the press area where you can go into. And he was just basically going off saying that Klinsmann shouldn't say things that are detrimental to the league.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't say things like that because it is keeping this league from growing. When you have someone as big as a World Cup winner, like Jurgen Klinsmann himself, saying that in the public eye, even though he didn't specifically say Major League Soccer sucks, kind of implied all of that. While everyone out here, grassroots, is trying to grow this. We're only, 19 years old? 18 years this year? So he he went off a little over the edge, and then he went a step further, and trying to remember the exact quote he said, but it was that Klinsmann should keep his head out of this league, something towards that effect, and
he demanded that he
stop talking.
Like he didn't, and that was the wording though. It wasn't that I would hope you'd refrain from. It's I demand that he stop making these sort of comments.
And then during that press teleconference, he did also say that the board of directors of the Major League Soccer and himself all wrote letters to Sunil Gulati, president of U.S. Soccer, to advise him that Klinsmann should stop talking about the league.
Wow.
Hissy fit level.
World class.
Yeah.
World class
on a-
hissy throw.
On a
Wow.
scale of 1 to even,
I can't.
I can't.
he
I
couldn't.
can't even.
He couldn't.
I just can't.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Just barely happened, and I do want to open that up because it was something that we mentioned earlier. The first thing, take away the hissy fit, take away the conference call, take away the letters and all that. Was he wrong? Was Don Garber wrong in being upset about that?
It's his job.
Mhm.
His job is to be the face and voice of the league, and the league is the owners of the soccer teams.
Absolutely.
So if the soccer team owners are upset enough to each write a letter to Sunil, it's his obligation then to be the voice of that. So the press conference wasn't wrong. The way he
Handled it.
was
I
wrong.
agree.
Well, he was what it felt like, and this is just me. I mean, obviously it's different. It felt like this was a parent angry at a coach. You know,
Okay.
you have your kid
Mhm.
that's the goalie that decided to play with rocks for a little bit, and the coach got really mad and said that the goalie isn't championship quality at AYSO level. This is kind of what that feels like, but that's the way Don Garber made it seem. The way he reacted was as he reacted in the angry parent, mama bear type.
I think it was a little unprofessional of him to just go and hold a teleconference just to complain and just had he and all the team owners written to Sunil Gulati and said, we find these comments detrimental to our league and keep it out of the public eye for a little bit, and then issue a press release that the PR people and all the marketing people can then sift through and make sure it sounds good.
Get it to the lawyers.
Yes, get it to the lawyers, then great. But if you just want to go complain and just go off the cuff, I think it hurts him more than anything as a person. Not
It does make him look bad.
It
The best
does.
way he could have honestly handled this is what he did was have him write the letters and then just say, hey, how about this? To smooth over, have Klinsmann have a conference here next cycle or just in a little bit. We have another friendly in November where he gives some praise to some of the MLS guys.
Mhm.
Honestly, it's the first time we see it this big in our
US.
league,
Mhm.
but
But it
this
happens
happens everywhere.
Mhm.
Leagues and national team of that league will tend to fight, and
Hmm.
I mean, it literally it's like that bad relationship you see where these two people are only staying with each other because they like each other's body. That's kind of
It's a
what
very
this is.
superficial relationship.
Yeah,
Is that
that's pretty much what it is.
all right.
Because the national team won't work without the players, and the players are in the league.
Yep.
So
All right, let's move on past this. Do you have anything to say over there? You've been a little quiet. I'm just making sure. I didn't want to leave you out or anything. Let's talk playoffs a little bit.
ooh,
A lot of teams have clinched playoff spots this week.
Woohoo!
Real Salt Lake, 2-0 win over
San
San Jose. Thank you. It's been a long day. Thank
It's
you.
okay.
Sporting, how'd you do?
Yeah, 2-0 win over the team that's best at being equal to whoever they're playing. Chicago.
Let's leave it at that. So I actually am very interested in kind of presenting the playoffs a little bit because currently both conferences have 4 out of the 5 spots taken. 4 teams from each conference are 100% in. There's 1 spot left. and there's a lot of jockeying for placement. So Seattle Sounders, LA Galaxy on the West. That's 1 and 2. Where they end up with 1 and 2, who knows? They got 2 games against each other coming up. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Who's currently in first right now?
Seattle is currently in
just
first.
under.
They are tied at 60 points. Seattle is only ahead because they've won 2 extra games, 19 versus 17. Following up is Real Salt Lake with 52 points and FC Dallas with 51 points. So Real Salt Lake could end up in a situation where they play a play-in game. If FC Dallas wins and Real Salt Lake loses and Real Salt Lake has Portland this week, a lot of stuff can happen on the West.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Portland jockeying to get into the playoffs, currently sitting 6th under Vancouver Whitecaps. Portland's at 45 points and Vancouver's at 46 points, both with 11 wins. So obviously tying that doesn't really change anything. In the East, Sporting again clinched, currently sitting in 3rd place with 49 points. Right below them, New York Red Bulls with 47. Again, a big fight for 3rd and 4th because 3rd and 4th is a big deal. You have to play an extra game if you're 4th. DC United's going to end out on top unless they lose the next 2 games and New England win the next 2 games. Not overly likely, but that is your East and West. So, big question here. Start with the East. Currently, the only 2 teams that can make it out of the 2 that aren't in is Columbus and Toronto. Columbus is at 46 points. Actually, no, Toronto can't.
Toronto can.
No, they can. They can. I'm sorry. I didn't look at the wins. They have 2 games left. If Columbus lose the next 2 and Toronto win the next 2, they'll be tied, but Toronto will be 1 up on wins. So, that in mind, who's going to the playoffs?
Columbus will be up on wins.
Columbus
has 12 wins and Toronto has 11.
No,
Right,
but if
we're talking 2 more games.
we have 2 games
Oh,
left.
that's
so
true.
if Columbus
So
loses
Columbus
the next
loses.
2,
Yeah, I'm dumb.
You're okay. You're okay.
It's been one of
Columbus
those
is
days.
obviously the safe choice.
Yeah,
Columbus
but
has New York this week.
Columbus does have New York.
Who do they have in their second game?
So, finishing up for both of these teams, if it wants to load up for me, sorry.
Love that results map, by the way.
Yeah, the results map is fantastic. So, for Columbus, they have Red Bulls, followed by Philly.
Oh.
That could be 2 losses.
Toronto, who have lost the last 3 games, have Montreal
And
in Montreal.
No, I thought,
dude,
I thought Toronto
that's-
was playing in Toronto this week. Yeah, Toronto's playing in Toronto this week.
So then it's
They're
not
at
going to
home.
be at their stadium. It'll be at the Rogers Center. It's going to be a good game.
So this coming week, you're right,
Mhm.
Montreal, because
Yeah.
we were talking
We
about
did
that
talk
because
about
Montreal hasn't lost a home
They've
game
been-
since the last time they played Toronto.
Killing it at home.
Canadian-
Away, they just
Canadian
can't do
Cup.
well.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, yes, we have Toronto against Montreal this week. And next week, Toronto
Oh gosh.
has New England at New England.
Yep.
So they need 2 wins. I think you're right. Columbus
Columbus
is the safer
advances.
bet.
Columbus is a safe bet, but
Hashtag
honestly,
new crew.
That's a new crew.
Hashtag new crew.
But I want Toronto to be that team. I really want Toronto to be that team.
Finally
They
make
deserve
the
to be a
playoffs.
playoff team for once.
With all the money that was spent in Toronto, they
Mhm.
should be a playoff team. They did have bad stuff happen with coaching, and
Mhm.
Greg Vanney is now trying to do whatever he can to get this team into the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they are going to give him next year still, at least, like not getting him into the playoffs when they put him with 5 games left. I don't think that's that big of a punishment for him.
5 games left, and you didn't. That's not your team
Yeah.
in
Mhm.
any shape.
So, I mean, I feel like they should at least. They'll probably give him another year.
Hopefully.
The only person I feel like might lose a job out of everyone in the MLS will probably be Frank Yallop in Chicago.
What about Colorado?
Mm.
I think
Pablo a first-year
they
coach?
love Pablo Mastroeni.
I know they do.
He played
They really
there.
like
He's
him.
First year coach. I don't see.
I really
them
actually
getting
don't
rid of
think
him,
it-
so-
they'll
Well,
get
you
rid
know,
of
and
him,
Chivas.
But he
You know.
could be.
Chivas.
I understand what you're saying.
With the record, you would put him as, but I agree. Colorado love him and what he's done with their youth.
And first year.
Yeah, first year.
First year.
They'll have a good team, I think, next year.
All right, let's talk West.
Okay.
So in the West,
Love the West.
again, we've got Portland and Vancouver. Now this race is a lot closer.
Yep.
1 point separates these 2 teams. And looking at this, if Portland were to tie Real Salt Lake, they would be tied in wins and draws, 1 more on loss, depending on Vancouver's result.
Doesn't it go to goal differential at that point?
It goes
to
to
goal
goal
differential. But Portland's at home against Real Salt Lake.
No Will Johnson.
No Will Johnson.
And Real Salt Lake has done amazing in Portland.
True. So this is how Splendid and I talked about the other day. This is a must-win game for both teams.
Yep.
Okay. Portland needs to go to the playoffs. They need a win. They cannot lose and wait till next week to see. Real Salt Lake needs to win because if we lose, I said we.
You did it.
The first one.
We'll turn your hat around. It's
Dang it.
cool.
No,
Now we
please
can do it.
don't.
Hashtag Homer.
Hashtag Homer. If Real Salt Lake loses and FC Dallas wins, 4th place.
Then we have the playoff game.
And we play the play-in game. So, same question. Vancouver, Portland, who makes it? And to give a little more information, Vancouver has San Jose in San Jose.
With Wando back.
With Wando back. Portland has Real Salt Lake in Portland. Next week, Portland has FC Dallas and FC Dallas. And Vancouver has Colorado at home.
Oh my gosh. Vancouver.
So Vancouver's coming off of a couple of really hot games. They beat Seattle. They beat FC Dallas.
Yep.
But Portland, they're kind of starting to hit that little stride towards the end. Diego Valeri has been he's putting his hat back into the MVP race.
Okay, so who's the safe bet, Brandon?
There isn't one.
It's Cascadia.
If I had to
Cascadia.
pick, though, I'd go with Vancouver. I think that their last game being against Colorado makes them a bit of a safer bet between the two.
Well, so Vancouver's playing two teams that are not currently going to the playoffs.
Which gives them more reason to play harder.
They're playing for pride at that point.
Yeah.
Portland is playing two teams that are already in the playoffs but are playing to not play the play-in game.
Portland kind of gets the short end of the stick here.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a very, very difficult competition for possibly both of these teams, more likely Portland.
But I think this game will be the next game on tomorrow night, Friday night, against Real Salt Lake, big rival, final home game of the season, and fighting for a playoff spot. I think it's going to be a chippy game.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be tooth and nail to the end that you cannot count them out, either team out until that final whistle goes.
Yeah.
Especially with the long-range shots from Valeri, Diego Chara, guys like that.
Maximilia Rudy's been a phenomenal player this
exactly. But
who's scored?
I was going to say one quick point. Without Will Johnson in there, I cast a little bit of doubt. That's all I'm saying.
He's their linchpin in the midfield.
Yep.
He's been killing it this year.
Neeps.
And what little Hispanic scored 2 goals in his last game?
Little Platito.
Little Platito.
It was against Canada.
Well, it was against El Salvador. El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Yes.
Whoa, come on now.
Minnows.
Whoa, do you even
Minnows.
Salvador?
watch international friendlies?
That's like
El
beating up on
Salvador-
Guatemala, right?
Whoa.
Whoa.
All right.
All right.
All right, let's move on.
Guatemala's ranked higher than El Salvador and Canada.
And that's enough. We're going to continue to talk about playoffs a little bit. Houston's been knocked out.
Oh, I know.
With a loss to DC.
So
Houston
sad.
needed to win to go to the playoffs. DC knocked them out with a 3-1. And the only reason Houston scored is because of a PK, which, that doesn't count in my eyes. This is the first time in a while we haven't seen Houston.
Yeah, it's because they were. Oh, go ahead, Brendan.
No.
Oh,
I was just
I
going
think-
LOL.
Well,
Their coach was gone. He was already done with them.
yeah, he doesn't care.
It's Greg Kinnear, right?
Dominic
Dominic
Kinnear.
Kinnear. Yeah, I'm always
Greg Kinnear's an actor.
Well, I got the last name right.
It was Paul Rudd, right?
Dominic Kinnear's heading over
Because
to
San Jose.
Sean Connery's going to be the new
Well,
coach.
It's speculated.
No. He's already.
Oh, he signed?
He
Houston
signed.
Welcome to the Blue
They have
Hell.
already fired the San Jose coach.
Wow.
Yeah, he's there.
Welcome to the Blue Hell.
This is the Houston Dynamo.
We play the Chicago Fire today.
Oh, my goodness.
DC United's coming in this weekend.
I want you to keep up the pressure. I want you to hold a high line of defense.
Oh my
And I want you to work the wings.
The strikers are doing well this game.
And back to the topic of DC United Houston.
Oh my God, that's amazing!
I love that.
One of our watchers of the podcast, Steve, my old roommate from from college went ahead and messaged me the other day. All of you guys at PO suck for picking Houston. In regards, DC United. He's the biggest DC United fan. He goes anywhere DC's around, and he's so happy that DC knocked Houston out and that we were wrong.
Okay.
I'm glad we were wrong. I don't like the way Houston plays in playoffs. They're chippy. They dive. They make professional tackles.
Sounds like they do what they can to win. Professional tackle stops them on play. Fine.
Diving is cheating.
Oh,
By
come on.
definition.
No. Diving pisses me off
I
more
said
than
professional
anything.
fouls, not diving.
And they waste time.
Well, he said
Oh,
diving.
Yeah. I said professional.
It's a
fouls.
constant, and they
Okay,
constantly
all right.
waste time in the second half.
Okay.
I'm sick of watching that kind of stuff.
Then have the referee crack down on it and start giving out yellow cards.
I'll let him know.
Crazy. Yeah, I know, right?
Next time we have lunch.
Yeah, we'll call up Don Garber.
Hey, PRO, you'll get an email from Passively Offside.
Yeah,
please
just
don't.
so you know.
No,
Please don't.
no,
Just don't.
no, please.
All right. This is one that's gonna hit home for you,
Oh,
buddy.
dude, it's a tough one.
It's gonna hit home for you.
I'm scared.
This is gonna be a good one.
Supporter Shield race comes down to two teams
Who's
in
down
the
next
West,
game?
He still bores
and
the
the
heart.
It does
next
come
two
down to this
games.
The
next-
game. The
next
next
game.
this Sunday game.
You know what? You are very
It
right.
is.
Yes.
The Sunday game matters a
The
lot.
The Sunday game
LA
decides it.
has to win.
The Sunday game doesn't decide it if LA wins.
But it gives a heavy favoring to
Whoever
the
wins.
the winning team.
well, no. If LA loses or draws, it's done.
No, it's not. If they draw, LA can still win in Seattle.
That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
But it's
It's
It's a
harder.
momentum
thing.
goes a
Momentum
lot of
thing.
way.
Now I will say, the one game that has been played between LA and Seattle this year
Hmm.
was a drubbing of Seattle.
In Seattle.
4-0, LA destroyed Seattle in Seattle.
In those
Now-
black kits. I think they're wearing
They're-
the black
they're
kits.
black-
They're
they're
wearing
black
the black
kits.
kits on Wednesday or Saturday.
Please don't wear the black kits. They're so
You
bad.
know
My
they're
black
doing
kid is
it.
shipped.
Did you get one?
I told you I was getting
Oh, it's
one.
disgusting.
You're the worst.
All right.
It's like a clown vomited on your shoulders.
Both of these teams are coming
Listen to
off of
me.
a loss. Both of these teams are coming off of a loss. LA lost in Dallas 2-1, which is not as bad as Seattle losing 1-0 against Vancouver at home.
Could this be any more scripted?
The
The supporter
know,
shield race? Could this
I-
be any more scripted?
It's okay. So October 10th, Seattle loses to Vancouver 1-0 at home. 2 days later, LA, we could win and really get ahead in
And-
the supporter shield race and basically win right now.
And LA goes up 1-0.
Yep.
Could this be any more scripted?
FIFA's got their hand in this one.
Don Garber really.
Qatar's got their hand in this
Oh,
one.
God. Well, so what happens? How does this drama play out?
Sean Connery thinks that Seattle Sounders will win.
Well, that's
Central League Field will be a blaze with fans.
Listen to me, they have to play the first game in California. The first game is going to be in California at the Starbucks Center. I do not see
Get
Los
to the
Angeles
top,
Galaxy giving up such a very important race in the home state of California.
I have to agree with
That's a good point. Oh, no.
Landy's last home game, regular season home game in LA. They're gonna have a lot of emotion behind them. Emotion
Emotion?
behind them.
Did you
And-
mention emotion?
I had water and I'm
I
feeling
can't. I
It's
can't
great.
do this show anymore.
Can't even.
Oh my God, you guys!
I think LA does
trying to
well
be
win.
so professional.
No, not at all.
I think LA goes for the win on Sunday and then Saturday plays for a draw.
That's what we were talking about the other night.
Internet-
I believe that the Home Depot Center will be.
It's no longer
It's
the Home Depot,
StubHub. It's the StubHub Center.
Oh, that's even
Taylor,
better.
you're done. Taylor's done. On a scale of 1 to even, he can't.
I was able to swallow my beer.
The StubHub Center will be awash with tears. A torrential downpour.
I'm so done with this show.
No,
I just can't.
the Galaxy have a good team that they're going to put out. Robbie Keane's coming back from the international break.
Yep.
MVP hashtag.
He had a great break.
Exactly. And I mean, what was it? Ireland drew with Germany 1-1.
Yeah,
Holy
did you
crap.
see that goal
was
from
cool.
John O'Shea?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah, that's good news
So-
right there.
And
So
all off of an awful cross.
Okay.
At this point, the Galaxy is also going into it knowing that they already have a CCL spot. It is guaranteed for them to have a CCL spot.
Right, but without Donovan. Wouldn't it be great if Donovan won Supporter Shield?
It would be great.
Broke up the Seattle treble.
Yep. Not only do you get to take Supporter Shield, but you ruined one of the closest treble shots that I've seen.
And all in favor of sending Donnie off.
Which LA is all about.
Oh, yeah.
All about sending
Apparently,
Donnie off.
Hashtag legend
The
of 10.
TIFO is going to be great.
Last home game. Well, last regular season home game.
Yep. He's gonna cry walking off the field.
I say LA wins this game.
Yeah.
And then plays for the draw in Seattle.
What's the scoreline?
3-0.
Wow.
Hashtag Homa.
I've been writing a couple of my predictions this year. A couple.
Yeah, I think it's more like a 2-1.
I think it's close. It would be closer. I think it's gonna be a close game.
Maybe a 1-0.
I mean, the last couple of games LA's played against big teams that were at home. They've taken it to them.
Well, this is the last game of the week. It is Sunday at 6:15 p.m. Mountain Time.
Where are we going to watch this?
We are going to watch it on ESPN2. Watch ESPN, ESPN Deportes, TSN Dos.
My house.
It's everywhere. This
Arnold's
game,
house.
Everybody
this
go to
game
Boris's
is
house.
seriously one of the biggest. This game is the biggest game of the year.
So far.
Biggest implications.
Well,
of the
so
regular season.
I think this is the biggest game in regular season this year.
If this is a draw, next week
Absolutely.
game will be
man.
the biggest game of the
Yes.
season.
And it'll come down to PKs.
No.
The Supporter Shield
Decided in PKs would
It
be
should.
That would be
Don
great.
Garber should come out and say, you know what?
Come
We're
out,
putting
so-
Mark Geiger on it. Mark Geiger gets the call, and we're going full like World Cup final.
Mr. Geiger, would you assist me?
I wouldn't be surprised if Geiger's the ref for one of these two games.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either.
And what is it? The Baldomero Toledo.
Yes.
The worst ref. for the
Baldomero
other.
Toledo has to be the one for the final game.
Like, in all seriousness, jokes and voices aside, Mark Geiger is the only ref at World Cup who did not embarrass himself.
Correct.
I would love to see him running all of the playoffs.
He was a school teacher.
He was your school teacher.
I'm sorry.
We're so glad you brought that up.
I can't.
Wow, we still got a while to go, guys. We still got some more stuff.
We still got a lot of stuff to cover. I'm sorry.
We just can't. We actually don't have much to cover because we talked about just about everything.
Oh, well,
Okay.
it looks actually
that's good.
We
We've
looped
multitasking.
around. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Well,
I
we
made
bounced
sure that one
around.
worked.
It was a great day on the notes.
It was a great day on the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
did.
couldn't write the notes this week.
It was
We
all
know.
me.
I was
know.
wakeboarding.
We know. We heard. Shut up.
So I mean,
Yes.
We're gonna put a ban on voices next year for next season.
Permission to leave the table.
yeah, get out of here. Just, but you too. Leave.
I think I'm just gonna come back, pop my head in the door, and be like, "Can I come back, please?"
I think these two games are. I'm trying to think of a way to word this, but I think these two games are really indicative of where our conference, where our league, and where everything is going. You know,
Use
You
a celebrity
watch-
voice, the words will come.
no. Watching EPL, watching Bundesliga, watching all these different things, you know, you get this whole dramatic experience, and especially with leagues that don't have playoffs, you know, there is a whole extra level of drama to that, where your season is your season. There's not playoffs for the cup. When you win our Supporter Shield, you win the cup. So I think something so dramatic as these two teams playing each other for Supporter Shield really, you know, sticks MLS out.
I think it's going to be fun, especially coming down to a home and home game like this. The fact that it is kind of a 2-game playoff where,
Yeah.
you know, there is no aggregate, but all you have to do is add aggregate and it becomes.
And both teams are going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
This is not for the playoffs. This isn't even for one. They're both going to be 1 and 2.
Yep.
There's no way they can't be 1 and 2.
And then not only that, the chance of actually being able to see each other in the Western Conference Final,
Yep.
another home and away between the two. No, Western Conference Final is a 1-gamer, isn't it?
No, it's 2
It's
games.
two, yeah, it's two.
It's home and away aggregate.
So, I mean,
It could get real.
It could get real.
Get out.
Even I'm embarrassed.
Speaking of the playoffs start very soon, Wednesday, October 29th, followed by a game, and these are the play-in games, so playoffs.
The fourth and fifth
seeds. Wednesday, October 29th, and Thursday, October 30th. Fourth and fifth seeds will play in their play-in game. Again, those teams go in to the top four. The four make up the actual playoffs. I've always liked the play-in game.
It's like a wild card.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? And this was mentioned on ESPN the other day. People in England, they have started the big following of MLS right at playoff time.
Yep.
They find it to be, like you were saying, some of the most exciting football. Because it's just like, the Premier League's 7 games in, but MLS is in their playoffs.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to know that our league is out there where the motherland, supposedly,
And again, with, the EPL, you don't have playoff games. You have, a team theoretically almost towards the end of the season, it wouldn't happen too early, theoretically could just, with multiple games left, win. They can do that if they get it far enough ahead,
i.e. Bayern Munich last year.
Well, I was going to say this is like the closest thing to a Champions League playoff that's out there that has this much drama and that's what everyone in Europe, that's what they watch.
Yeah,
is Champions League. So this is for them a mini one right before there's actually gets to the goods.
I'm gonna throw this back. Throwback Thursday to when we first talked about the
Hashtag Throwback Thursday.
The new TV deal. I think that new TV deal is only going to pay off now, even more in spades, especially with Europe paying more attention to MLS.
Yeah.
Well, put it this way. How crazy is this? Here in the United States, we have the opportunity of watching every single EPL game on the weekend.
Yep.
In England, they can watch 2 to 3 on their channels.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here, since we have
depending on where you live.
Exactly. But
American privilege. It's wonderful.
Since we have the coverage of NBC out here,
America.
just like opening day for the
we
opening
don't care what you say.
Opening day for the EPL, we had games on CNN, Oxygen, NBCSN, MSNBC.
It gets even better because opening day for EPL, we were at a tailgate.
We were
for Real Salt Lake,
and
we watched the game on. We tried to watch it on a projector.
Tried to watch it on a projector, but the generator kept cutting out.
So
we just had a
Arsenal and
laptop.
Palace, right?
Yes. So we watched a bunch of EPL games and then went to a live game.
It's just craziness.
That was when
Best day ever.
Clint Dempsey kicked a ball at my face.
Yeah,
It was.
that's when
hurt.
Real Salt Lake beat Seattle
Yes.
Sounders.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff going on in
Karma's
MLS
a
this
bitch.
week. It's
So, with all that in mind, currently, LA and Seattle kind of the face of MLS right now.
I think it's great.
With
At the
the
moment,
with the
Mhm.
big drama between these teams. I mean, I jokingly said a big drama, but I mean, Shakespeare couldn't write something like this.
Well,
Yeah,
I think it's a great representation of the league. Homegrown players, Giassi Zardes playing alongside international stars like Robbie Keane,
Yep.
and you have Landon Donovan, the face of the league right now, and then playing against Clint Dempsey, Obi, all these guys. I think it's perfect.
it's MLS's 2 best attacking teams playing against each other.
Yep. Well, again, they've got 2 games coming up. It's a home and away series. First one is this Sunday. Next one's next week, which we'll talk a little bit more about next week. And that brings us to everyone's favorite part of the show. Very lightly, soft tapping. Predictions.
There you go.
Everyone loves the predictions. Now, I would like to call out one thing real quick. Houston and New England have been playing this entire time, and you're actually probably watching them instead of us. It is the 71st minute right now, 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
New England has come back after being down for basically the entire game. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? That's what you're going to do right now? Okay.
That's cool, bro.
just make sure I have it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's talk predictions. Okay. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 games left to do.
Yeah, 2 apiece.
That's not what I was counting. I was just saying we had 8 games left this week. Okay. Portland, RSL.
RSL,
Okay. Toronto, Montreal.
Toronto.
Okay. Colorado, Dallas.
You
Okay.
should try sounding more excited.
Here's a hard one. No, here's a
We're
hard
talking
one.
about your favorite sport.
Here's a hard one for Splenda. DC, Chicago.
Oh man,
That's a hard
you
one.
know what I said on our conference call earlier this week. I jokingly said draw, but I mean,
Does anyone have
no,
all DC
no,
all
we
day.
all. I think there's 4 different games on there.
I'll take that action.
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
take a draw.
Take a draw?
that's fine.
Okay.
Then I'll
It
take
is
one of your
Chicago
games.
after all.
All right. Philly, Sporting,
Sporting.
and San Jose, Vancouver.
Vancouver.
New York, Columbus,
New York.
and you get the hardest game, LA, Seattle.
As I said before, Seattle will win this game. The StubHub Center will be drenched in tears, a torrential downpour of sadness.
Thank you for joining us on Passively Offside. As always, we love to see you every week. This one's been a good one.
I've had fun.
I've had fun. Splenda died.
On a note, before you close it out
I
on
did.
predictions, everyone picked LA except for Nephi and Brandon.
Nephi picked a draw.
Brandon picked
just
Seattle. And when it came to the Portland RSL game, I'm the only one who picked Portland over RSL.
Yeah.
That's
That's
fine.
because you're a traitor.
Oh, jeez.
We're going to end this here
Yeah, good
before I
idea.
strangle Brandon.
See you guys.
Again, thank you so much for joining us. If you did, we love having you here. We love doing this show. We don't do this for anything except for our enjoyment and for you guys. So thank you as always. Remember to join us on Facebook.com/PassivelyOffside, on Twitter at @passively_off. I love you when you do that. It makes me so happy.
Become a thing.
Oh man, I'm so bad at this every single week since day one. There you go. PassivelyOffside.blogspot.com, where we have Nephi's article up. Go read that. It's a very good article. And you can also email us at passivellyoffside@gmail.com. Again, really, thank you for joining us. We had fun. Everyone had fun. That's unmuted. We'll see you next week, I guess, for the Passively Offside team. I'm Brian Dunseth. Have a great rest of your night.
And I'm Sean Connery.